Welcome to Football with Cheese. So if you watched my last video all about the New Orleans Saints, you know that it's storming and raining out, so there might be lightning or thunder in this video like there was for that. So just keep that in mind. We're continuing our offseason recaps. This one's all about the Atlanta Falcons. If you have not subscribed, please do so now and enable alerts so you never miss a video. So the Atlanta Falcons, if you talk to their fans, they had a disappointing season. They went 8-9. Their big acquisition was signing Kirk Cousins, the big money deal. Desmond Ridder had not worked out. So the Falcons felt like we get a quarterback, we're a playoff team. We can win the division. It did not work out that way. They also doubled down at the quarterback position, drafted Michael Penix Jr. 8th overall. It was a surprising move, to say the least. I wanted to hear what the Falcons said after the pick, and they said, we're doing it the Packer way. And it's not the Packer way. Let me explain. What Green Bay Packers have done is they had Brett Favre, and a few years before retirement, drafted Aaron Rodgers. Then they had Aaron Rodgers. And a few years before, well, he still might be playing, we'll see. But a few years before they thought he'd retire, they drafted Jordan Love. But that's not what the Falcons did. They signed Kirk Cousins. He hadn't been the longtime quarterback. So they gave a lot of money, which is hurting their cap right now, to a quarterback and then drafted another. I think drafting Penix Jr. was a good pick. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. But now you're stuck with Cousins. He doesn't want to be there, and it's limiting your cap room this year and next year because there's a lot of guaranteed money on that contract. And Kirk Cousins, coming off the Achilles tear, he was not very good. He had a 3 or 4 game stretch where he was really bad. And that's the reason why they went 8-9 and not 10-7 or 11-6. So the expectations are going to be high this year. They're expected to make the playoffs. We'll go over that in a second. In free agency, they didn't lose much. Grady Jarrett was their only big free agent loss to the Bears, and he just isn't the same player he used to be. So not a huge loss for them. They didn't have a lot of cap room to sign a lot of free agents, but they did sign Leonard Floyd, edge rusher from the Niners. He's just not the pass rusher he used to be. He's a decent player, but I think they signed him just in case they weren't able to draft an edge rusher. The board didn't fall that way. And the biggest problem for the Falcons in the last 4, 5, 6, maybe 8, 9 years has been edge rusher. They have not gotten a lot of pass rush. They traded for Matthew Judon, gave up a 3rd round pick. He did not play well. It was not a good move. Really did not have a good offseason last year. But things are looking up. So they drafted 2 edge rushers in the 1st round, then 2 safeties in the mid rounds, and then offensive tackle in the 7th round. That was their entire draft. With the 15th overall pick, they took Jalen Walker, edge rusher / linebacker from Georgia. I will link my prospect breakdown video of him in one of these boxes, so make sure you check that out once this video is over. Absolute steal. I think I had him 5th best player on the board. He's an incredible athlete. He can play off-ball linebacker as well. I'm not sure exactly why he fell. Maybe because he's undersized, and there was a rumor of a shoulder injury, but he should not have fallen this far. I get not going 5th, 6th overall, something like that, but he should have gone before 15. No doubt, the Falcons did not expect Walker to be there. The rumor is they wanted James Pierce in that spot, edge rusher from Tennessee. So Pierce fell in the draft because of some character locker room concerns, some immaturity. There was even a rumor that he doesn't work out really hard. Just a bunch of stuff like that. There were teams that even took him off the board, if you believe the rumors, completely off the board. So instead of going in the top 15, Pierce falls. And the Falcons were sitting there at pick 46. They moved back in the 1st round to 26 to get Pierce. Double down on edge rusher. Really triple down if you count signing Leonard Floyd. And Braylon Trice, a 3rd round pick from last year, also coming back from injury. More on him later in the video. So that's a lot of draft capital spent on edge rusher. I didn't love the move. After getting Jalen Walker, they needed to get their future right tackle. When they moved up, I thought they were taking Josh Connolly Jr., offensive tackle, Oregon. He went a few picks later to Washington. Because Caleb McGarry, the right tackle, is a free agent end of the year, and right tackle is more important for them than most teams because their quarterback is left-handed. So right tackle is the blindside protector. And McGarry's a decent player, but he's a better run blocker than pass blocker. I just thought that was the pick if you're moving up because they were running out of offensive linemen. A lot of them got overdrafted. and it wasn't a great class. So that would have made sense. Instead, they went after the edge rusher again. They went from being maybe the worst pass rush in the NFL to maybe the deepest. We'll see how the rookies play, so nothing is guaranteed in the draft, obviously. But they got more talented at the position. I just don't like giving up pick 46 and a first rounder next year. I think they expect it to be a late first round pick. They expect to be a contender. We'll see. A lot of things need to go right for that to happen. Michael Penix Jr. needs to play well at quarterback, and the rookie edge rushers need to get pass rush. If both those happen, yes, they are a playoff team and may even be the favorite to win the division. I like Tampa a lot, though. So more on them in the next video. I'm going to do the Buccaneers next. Then they took Xavier Watts from Notre Dame and Billy Bowman from Oklahoma in the 3rd and 4th rounds. Both are safeties. They really needed to upgrade safety opposite Jesse Bates, so they doubled down. Xavier Watts should have gone in the 2nd round, in my opinion. Not sure why he fell. Billy Bowman from Oklahoma fell because he's undersized and he didn't play as well this year as he did the previous year. But those could be really good picks. And then Jack Nelson in round 7. I heard he could go 5th or 6th round. He could be a swing tackle for him. Undrafted free agent. I'm going to go with Nick Nash, wide receiver, San Jose State. I am shocked that he was not drafted. He's a tall receiver. He's very productive. Quintessential possession receiver in the NFL. I know he didn't run well, but I thought he could go 4th, 5th round at worst. In fact, if Green Bay Packers, that's my favorite team, did not take a receiver in the 3rd round, they went Matthew Gold in the 1st round. If they waited to day 3, I thought maybe 5th round, that'd be a great pick for them. So I am shocked that he was not drafted. Very good signing for the Falcons, and they could use depth at receiver. They're important players. Obviously, we mentioned Michael Penix Jr. It's his 2nd year in the league. He has a few starts. He looked pretty good. If he takes that next step, this could be a really good offense. Chris Lindstrom, the right guard, he's one of the best guards in the NFL since he came into the league. Drake London, wide receiver. He was the 8th overall pick in the 2022 draft. I thought he got a little overdrafted at the time, but he had a monster year. To me, he should lead the league in targets because he catches everything thrown at him. Penix, just feed him. When in doubt, throw it up. He's probably going to come down with it. I would give him 140 targets this year. Not joking. And then I got to mention Kyle Pitts, tight end. He was a 1st round pick. He was a top 5 pick. And he had a pretty good rookie year, and he's gotten worse ever since. I don't know what it is with him. He's so talented, so athletic, but he's just not a good football player. I'm surprised they did not move on for him. And 2 players I want to mention in the secondary. They're both very good players. A.J. Terrell at corner and Jesse Bates, we mentioned him earlier, at safety. One of the best safeties in the NFL. Breakout player. So I mentioned him earlier. Braylon Trice was a 3rd round pick out of Washington in the 2024 draft. He's an edge rusher. There was rumors before the combine he could go 1st round. He was supposed to go late 1st round, early 2nd, and then he showed up undersized, a lot smaller than he was listed at Washington, and there were some injury concerns. And then he falls to the 3rd round and did not play as a rookie, got hurt. And he could be ready for training camp this year. But I bring him up because he was extremely good at Washington, extremely productive. He was able to beat some really good offensive tackles in college. And if he's healthy, it's a big if. What a talented group of edge rushers, young group, and then you have the veteran Leonard Floyd. Really improved that position. But I think Braylon Trice can be really impactful in this league. He's just got to stay healthy. Okay, so comment down below. What do you think the Falcons will do this year? I think they're going to be better. Will they win the division? I don't know. But I do think it's between the Buccaneers and the Falcons. If you have not subscribed, please do so now and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. If you enjoy this video, please give a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. Check these videos out if you have not, and I will see you in the next video.